Morning, good to be here. Look forward to this group. I think all players are pretty attacking, so we'll see how it pans out.
Well, the O'Sullivan break-off didn't bode well.
Yeah, it might be a bit rusty. I think it'll be, you know, whenever you play Ronnie O'Sullivan, it's a big day, but first time for Farak to experience it. Looking forward to see how he handles that, and if he gets some early chances, hopefully settle down and play well.
So, Michael, you've not only played O'Sullivan, you've beaten him. What's the key? What's the key to performing at your best, given the intimidation factor of coming up against the Rocket?
I think that is part of it, the intimidation factor. As players, we're all fans of him because he's so amazing. But when you play him, you have to sort of put that aside and just play your own game. And it's something I've always been able to do, funnily enough. I don't really never bother doing playing. I just get on what I'm doing. And if it, you know, if I play well, I've got a chance. But yes, I think it's very, very easy to be intimidated. So you've got to try and get over that, really, and play well, because even if he plays bad, it's probably all right. Well, bad for him is all right for most.
Well, I think that's the key with professional snooker. You don't have to play your best to win. You just have to play better than the other guy on the day. And sometimes even that isn't sufficient.
Yeah, the way snooker's, the way it's played, you can sometimes play better in a way than your opponent and still lose, you know, if they miss and not leave anything. So it can be quite frustrating like that. So you've got to try and keep your mind on the job and stay in the moment and just take your chances when you get them. But yeah, we'll see. He's put a good red there, not quite landed. So if he puts the white that side of the table, he's played a good shot there.
Right,
Well, he's not got anything simple here.
I'll get this in early so you can get your entries in early. We've got another competition for you today. The winner receives 2 tickets to the Champion of Champions, end of October, early November, up in Bolton. Always the double kiss is narrowly avoided. And the 2 tickets will be for Ronnie O'Sullivan's group. So you'll get to see the Rocket at least on one occasion. The question is, in early May this year, O'Sullivan won his 7th World Championship at the Crucible. How many on the way to winning the World Championship this year? So how many frames did Ronnie O'Sullivan lose on the way to winning the World Championship this year? Answers on Twitter, please, to the official Championship League Twitter, which is @CLSnooker. Well, we'll give you the answer, as we always do, this evening.
Well, Farak's potted 2 good reds already in this frame, so he's got a tough pink here, and he'll have a good chance if he gets on a red. A big shot. Just cut it too thick.
Right, good job. One. One.
Now, if you didn't know what the intimidation factor wasn't, well, that pink, I think, sums it up. And if he's on the red just above the black, that was an outrageous shot. I don't think he quite is.
Yeah, it was a fantastic shot, and like you say, with the intimidation factor, one of the most intimidating things is when you play him is that he can go out there and play like he's in his living room, and just hit shots like that. That he seems so relaxed and in control of himself. And if you're a player sitting there feeling a bit edgy, it's so intimidating. And he gets in, and before you know it, the balls are everywhere. He's just such a brilliant snooker player.
Everyone, of course, zoned in on the fact it was his 7th world title, which was a
15.
A record-equaling achievement at the Crucible.
16.
Emulating the record of 7 from Stephen Hendry, but so many other records involved. It was his 39th ranking title.
Yeah, he's everything. He's amazing. I mean, we've all known he's the best for quite a while now, and he's just, you know, chipping away at
22.
all the records. But yeah, I mean, he's just the greatest ever, isn't he?
23.
I really think it's indisputable.
Yeah, I think within the game, most players have thought that for like I say, quite a few years now. It's just it's not so much just what he does, the way he goes about it. You know, he's got flair. He's just everything. His demeanour around the table is brilliant, and this looks perfect. No, it's pulled up. I know it is
30.
all right. I think these tables played so quick the other day. The white just keeps on going, and look how he's just judges that perfect. So.
31.
Like, this isn't easy. It's not a gimme, but just hits it lovely.
The timing was exquisite.
37.
Yeah, he can always seem to sort of get that feel very early on with the table.
38.
I mean, like I say, these tables are really quick, and he finds the pace so quickly and so easily, or seems so easily. But that's mainly because he's so in control of his cue action and his technique that he can
45.
he can get that judgment of pace so early. A lot
46.
of players, they're a bit edgy, so things aren't quite working like they should, and you keep running out of position. But look, now he's in, and he just looks so relaxed. I mean, it helps being 7 times world champion as well.
53. 54.
The referee is Dave Ford, who's having to be kept on his toes to keep up with this pace.
60.
Yeah, he's just an artist.
61.
64 in front, 59 on, so the first frame
66.
is effectively in the books.
Might play a cannon here. Yeah,
67.
it's been a little bit unlucky.
He was almost very lucky there. The blue nearly went
67.
in off the green. 67 should be enough. I think Ajab is just coming back because it's the first frame, and he wants to knock a few in. With regard to getting snookers, I think that's an unrealistic possibility.
1.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. Get a few pots under your belt and try and get the pace of the table, because he's not out of it yet. It's these short matches that can turn pretty quickly, so he's got to hold on to that.
8. Character jump. 8.
I think if I was playing O'Sullivan, one of the problems I'd feel as though I was some form of hindrance because he plays so quickly. Normally, if one player dictates the pace of a match, it's a slow player who grinds the other one down. But with him, I always find that players do tend to speed up.
Yeah, I think for a slow player to slow it down, you know, people have got to miss and give them a chance to do that. But with Ronnie, just if he gets to the table and he gets the balls open, and he'll just keep potting. So it's nothing anyone can do about it. Yeah, if you just keep potting balls, you know, nobody can do anything about it, and that's what he does a lot.
I also feel psychologically a lot of players go in against him and have imposter syndrome. They feel inferior, and they are. But the point is, you've got to try and bridge that gap and tell yourself, I can beat him on my day.
Yep,
9.
definitely. You know, he is, whenever you play him, you're the second best player out there. But you've got to sort of remind yourself that the way snooker is as a game, it doesn't, you know, if you get to the table and take your chances,
15.
it doesn't matter who you're playing. And you've got to sort of
17.
believe that you can play to a level that's good enough to win. So it's easier said than done, but
20.
you know, it's doable. It happens all the time.
24.
And of course, his fellow top players, they don't have that problem. They know they can compete.
29.
Yes, they have, obviously, with the success they've had, all the top players, they've got that belief instilled in them, so they can easily compete. They're brilliant players in their own right, but when it's an inexperienced
35.
player, sometimes you can see them sometimes wilt a little bit. But you know, it's hard. It's a tough game. When you're playing the best ever, it's even harder.
42 on the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, that was a swift, an impressive, an eye-catching start to the new season for Ronnie O'Sullivan, with breaks of 67, then 42. In the blink of an eye, he leads Farrokh Ajaib 1-0. The rocket is already looking good. Ronnie O'Sullivan has taken the opening frame against Farrokh Ajaib. And I just get the impression, the way he played in that first frame, the way he timed the ball,
Jump. To break.
I think he could be a handful today. Not exactly a big statement, but sometimes at the start of a season, even the very best are vulnerable.
Yes, yeah, you've called that one. Yeah, you can. You know, everybody's a bit rusty, no matter who you are, if you don't know how much he's been playing. But it's very easy to lose that sharpness, that match sharpness. But I don't feel like he's lost it.
1.
Again, these tables run on so much.
Yeah, we use the Rasson tables for the Championship Leagues, the ranking and invitation tournaments, and they're also used for the Champion of Champions, which is an event that O'Sullivan has prospered at in the past.
And he makes that look so easy,
5.
but is it that perfect again? He's going to, I don't know, he's thinking about getting on the black here, might play a cannon. Yeah, we might try and nudge the red out of the
6.
way here. He's absolutely perfect to play if he needs to be. Needs to. Yeah, perfect. Just getting on that black perfect off the
30.
off the red before was such a good shot. It's so easy to not get there. Then you've got to play a tougher cannon, but
14.
played it perfectly again. And now he's got a great chance.
21.
Again, absolutely perfect. The perfect angle to get perfect on the
22.
black. Makes it look so easy. And to be able to get that perfect on every shot, you've got to be in control of yourself
29.
and your emotions, and he's just so relaxed.
30.
I don't know whether he'll play a cannon here, maybe not. Got a chance if he wants to screw into that red. Yeah, there we go. But he wants to catch it a bit thinner and go up
37.
into the reds, but he just caught it not quite right, and don't know whether he's landed now.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. 37.
Yeah, he looked a little bit unlucky not to get on a red there, but he didn't quite get the cannon that he played. Hit the red a bit too thick and then come down the table, so he'll probably be a bit upset with the cannon he played, but I don't think there's too much easy on Farag.
And what is on, he's under pressure with.
Yeah, the red staying up the table means he couldn't run up there to hide, so he's had to come back behind the black, and he's not played too bad a shot there, but he's left a red, but he's fully committed if he goes for it, but now he's screwing back.
Has he possibly left this red over the green pocket through a gap?
Yeah, I think he might have. No, he didn't, but he's played the red in the middle and he might have got away with that.
Yeah, when Farag missed that red, he must have feared the worst. But he's got fortunate cover on two reds, and the other two reds on the left-hand side of the table won't pot.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why this game's so unpredictable. He's not left Ronnie a chance to really put him in trouble either, so he's had to play sort of containing safety shot. And this could be a re-rack unless he's got a ready can pot.
One.
So now he's got a good chance.
But as you say, Michael, the surface of this table is so slick. It's such a quick table, and again, Ajaba's fooled. Taking a leaf out of O'Sullivan's book, though, and switching to left-handed. Well done.
Yeah, very good, but I don't know whether he's on a red now. I always feel with these tables you get a full bounce, so if you're coming off
8.
more than one cushion, to judge the pace, it's very rare you're short. So it's hard, you've got to judge that pace, learn that.
Cracker jab. 8.
Looking at a gap here, the gap we thought that Ajaib might have.
1.
I've always thought I'd like to know where Ronnie'd be ranked if he just played left-handed.
It's impossible to say,
Three.
but he'd definitely be in the top 64 for me.
Yeah, I don't know really. I don't know,
Four.
but it'd be interesting, but we'll never know, obviously.
I actually commentated on the match where he decided for the first time to play pretty much every shot left-handed. It was years and years ago. It was in the old Matchroom League against Peter Ebden.
11.
And although it was a league, they used to have a finals weekend, knockout, semi-final and final. And he lost the first frame
12.
playing conventionally from the right-hand side, and then started playing everything left-handed. Ended up winning the match. And of course we were all astounded afterwards.
15.
Peter Ebden wasn't best pleased, and to be honest, without prior knowledge I could understand why, but then
16.
as the weeks and months went on, we realised just how good he was left-handed.
Yeah, I think back in the day it was seen as a bit disrespectful, wasn't it? But I think now a lot of players do it. You know, rather than use the rest, they'll play little shots with the
23.
opposite hand. But yeah, so he's sort of changed the game in that way.
24.
It's not disrespectful. It's just another way of playing, isn't it?
Around that time he played a few shots against Alain Robidoux in the World Championship, one-handed.
Yeah, Alain wasn't too pleased at the time, was he, in the World Championship? No, but
31.
like I say, attitudes have changed to it. Nobody gets upset anymore.
32.
I just love his judgment of pace whenever I watch him. It's just, it's brilliant.
39. 40.
It just makes the game so much easier because he's always usually on the right, just the right angle. So the next shot's more simple, and it just that's why that's
47.
his biggest asset for me. His position of play is just crazy.
$48.
Well, he looked just not perfect now, so his head's blowing up. He can't get his head around it. And they always get lucky flicks.
54.
They being people who win tournaments, Michael, is that who you're referring to?
Yeah, I'm not bitter.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. 54. And the frame.
So with breaks of 37 and 54, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Rapido takes a 2-0 lead over Farrokh Ajaib. He's now a couple of months on from winning that world title, but he looks just as good as he did at the Crucible in early May. In these Bedvictor Championship League groups, it really does help if you get off to a flying start. And Ronnie O'Sullivan looks set to do just that. He leads Farrokh Ajaib 2-0.
Frame 3. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
If he wins this one, it is the ideal start to his campaign. Of course, we'll talk about the way these groups work as the day progresses. If you get the most points, you top the table and go into the second phase of the event at the end of the month. But then if it comes down to ties, it's all about frame difference or a certain head-to-head. And then after that, it might come down to high breaks. It's already O'Sullivan putting himself in a good spot.
One.
Right, so it wouldn't surprise me if he tries to get rid of that red above the black very quickly. And that's what he's done. I think he might be a bit too short there.
6.
I'll try and power through the black there, yeah. The sort of the red, sorry. And again, they always get lucky kisses, don't they? It'd have been unlucky not to land there, to be fair.
When Michael said they at the
11.
the tail end of the second frame, I was laughing. Throughout the 80s,
12.
so many professionals were convinced that Steve Davis was the luckiest man alive. Then in the 90s, it was Stephen Hendry. Now, no one's suggesting O'Sullivan's the same. I suppose, though,
17.
because he's always centre stage, when he does
18.
have a little bit of good fortune, it's more heavily scrutinised.
Yes, I will say if you want to be lucky, play better, and it will happen.
25.
But like these little shots he's playing around there, he played the red before the black there with a little bit of side just to come away, and he was perfect on the
26.
black again. And now he's just perfect angle again to get on the next red. It's so easy just to come a little bit straight, so you've got to screw off the side rail. But it's just every shot is the natural shot where the white's going. He's not got to create any angle.
33.
Like, he'll make sure he's perfect again. And
34.
it's so easy players get a little bit casual about that. Just over screw an inch. If you screwed a bit too much there, it was not perfect. And he's played a cannon. I think he's landed.
41. 42.
I said this last week, I'm not saying this with hindsight, and again, it wasn't exactly a major call, but when I saw the table and the way it was playing, I thought O'Sullivan would really relish it.
47.
Didn't really know
48.
how much practice he'd put in since that World Championship triumph. But there's no doubt Michael, he's hit the ground running.
Yeah, I mean, these two shots to get on the blue there, he's landed absolutely perfect. And to be able to do that, he's got to be, like I said before,
53.
he's comfortable, which I suppose you're going to be after the success, obviously. But
54.
he's just in control of the cue, and the white ball. It's just a bit too far there, funny enough. But generally, he's just always perfect, and it is so intimidating watching him, and when you're playing him.
61.
But he is human. He will fail if you put him under pressure at times. So you've got to try and sort of
62.
hold on to that. And but I don't think all hope is lost in this match, I think.
$65. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 65.
Well, maybe just a glimmer of hope. O'Sullivan breaks down on 65. 5 reds left, so a possible 67 clearance available for Farrah Kajaib.
Definitely, this could be a bit of drama. He's got a chance, and they're out in the open. That's a good shot.
The match on table 2 to open proceedings in Group 27 is being outpaced. No surprise there. I can tell you Jamie Jones won the opener against Andres Petrov.
So now he's got to, I think these reds go if he gets behind them, so he's got to get perfect on the next colour so he can get behind them. And
9.
I think he might be able to do that if he tops off 2 rails here. I didn't realise the red might pass. But you see where before the difference between Ronnie O'Sullivan and Farrick.
60.
Now he's not perfect again, so he's got to play a different shot than he wants to. And that's just why Ronnie's so good. He'd have got the perfect angle on the black to get perfect behind the reds. That control is incredible.
Right to jump. 60.
Any young player want to look at watching Ronnie, just watch his cue ball. That's the key to being a top player.
Yeah, so many attributes. Cue action, cue ball, scoring. Potting.
1.
The absolute lot.
And when needs be, tactical awareness, which has served him well over the last decade in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie's just got everything. He's a student of the game as well. I know he walks around like he's not interested at times, but
5.
he's very well drilled. He knows everything what he's doing. He's in control of everything. He's just, yeah, he's a master of the game, really.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. 5.
54 in front, 43 on. So Ajaib needs 3 snookers. Well, there's one of them.
5.
Now he needed 3 snookers or 1 snooker and a free ball.
4.
Dave Ford remains silent, so no free ball. As for this black, it is an absolute must-make.
Eight. Thank you. Very good job. 8.
He's an impatient sort, O'Sullivan. The one thing he'll want to do is just slot this red away and get out of there.
Yeah, he's a killer, so he'll want to try and kill it off as quick as he can. Farrick's just got to keep chipping away though, because you never know, stranger things have happened. Just keep playing the right shot and hoping.
Now that seems like a really big misjudgment, but again, this table really is quick, even by pro standards.
And the balls are actually in a nice position for snookers if you can get a chance. free balls come into play if you put the red in a good spot. So keep chipping away.
They get all those kisses, Michael. That's what you want to say, isn't it? They.
No, I'm just going home. I'm not watching this.
Foul.
The best thing to do if somebody needs a snooker is put them in snooker themselves. So, yeah, he's won.
Indeed he has. Ronnie O'Sullivan with breaks of 67, 54 and 65. That was very, very efficient and very quick. Ronnie O'Sullivan defeats Farah Kajaib 3-0. Coming up after the break, Alexander Ursenbacher takes on Alfie Burden.